The aircraft in real life is lovingly known as Merkel Force 1. Can the aircraft model live up to that? We'll find out right after the drop. And with that, hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where we today will take a closer look at an Airbus A350-900 of the executive transport wing of the German Air Force. At the front of the box we have the cutout so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft model inside, and at the top of the box we then have the German Air Force logo and the crest of the executive transport wing. The backside of the box, well, I mean, what can I say that I haven't already said? I guess it just shows the incredible disrespect Herpa has for their customers. And here she is, the Airbus A350-900 of the German Air Force's executive transport wing, which of course in German is simply known as Luftwaffe and Flugbereitschaft. So in the real world, this aircraft will be flying Angela Merkel around the world. So can the model of it do it any justice? We'll find out right now. And we start off with the tail section, where we can find on the vertical stabilizer two numbers, which are the last two numbers of the registration code. We have the German flag. Underneath that we have the aircraft type specification and the Airbus production number, and then we of course have the writing of Luftwaffe, which of course means German Air Force. At the very tail of the aircraft we then also have a little bit of detailing around the APU exhaust, and on top of the fuselage we find the addition of this lovely little sat dome. At the front of the aircraft, following the black, red and golden cheat line, we find across the fuselage the writing of Bundesrepublik Deutschland, which translates into the Federal Republic of Germany, which is the full legal name of the country Germany. We also have a tiny little crest next to one of the cabin doors, and underneath all of that we then also have the registration code of the aircraft, which in this case is 10+03. The detailing around the cockpit section has been kept to a bare minimum. We have the black mask around the cockpit windows, which of course has led to the aircraft type being named the Raccoon. We have the cockpit windows and the window wipers printed on. The only other detail we find here is simply above the cockpit windows, where we have the emergency hatch for the cockpit printed on. And we do also have surprisingly few printed details on the engine nacelles. They have been kept in all white, and we have the silver leading edge. That's all we get when it comes to printed details on the engines. The physical detailing, however, is pretty good, I would say. If we can look here, for example, from the backside, I think that's decent. And also when you look into the engines from the front, we can very nicely see the engine fan blades. And then we can take a quick look at the wings. And I don't know where to start here, but I think we saved some of it for the conclusion of the video. So let's just go through what we have here. And what we have here are simply pretty yellow wings. And then we have the different flap slats and spoilers carved out very nicely. We have the markings as to where to walk on the wing. We have the German Air Force logo, which we also find on the underside of the wings. Which we also have then are the winglets, where we have the black, red and golden cheat line, or basically the German flag, printed on as well. And then we have the standard landing gear, and that is the reworked standard landing gear that Herpa uses on all their A350-900 models, which is a great thing because they have simply just increased the wheels a little bit, which reduces the distance between the wheel sets on the main landing gear, and also the front landing gear looks just a little bit better. The only disappointment here is the fact that we have no printed details whatsoever, something I would have expected for a military or governmental aircraft from Herpa Wings, which usually has a bit more details in the print. And then last but not least, we also have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on here in the backside of the aircraft, and here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Airbus A350-900 of the executive transport wing of the German Air Force, also known as Merkel Force 1. Now it has to be said that in the past Herpa used to excel when it came to governmental and military aircraft, but we, I guess, have to put a big question mark behind governmental aircraft these days, because we don't get any additional detailing on this aircraft model, which is a big disappointment. But by far the biggest disappointment is just the fact how this aircraft model looks, especially the wings. I don't understand how Herpa can even think that it is acceptable to sell a model in this state. The wings are so yellow that either Herpa just does not care about their product nor their customers, or they're colorblind, and I don't know which one is worse. The last time we had an issue like this with an aircraft model from Herpa Wings, they ended up claiming that they had just followed the color guidelines coming from Airbus, which is ridiculous. And this is in no way excusable. There is no way that the wings are that yellow on the aircraft in real life. The first thing is, I haven't been able to find a single image of the aircraft in real life where the wings are that yellow. And when I look at your competition, like for example Gemini jets, although it's in scale 400, look at the wings. They're not yellow. So perhaps the designers of Herpa Wings just had Yellow Submarine on repeat when designing this aircraft model. I really can't explain otherwise why the aircraft model would be released like this. And with this complete disaster, it is now time to end today's video. If you have enjoyed it nonetheless, don't forget to leave a like, that would be very much appreciated. And of course, if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe? That would be absolutely awesome. With that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.